dark nights and hard days, we take them as they come and worry not about the future. We walk along an unbeaten track, and if the path is difficult, I enjoy it more.
What did I bring with me here? Only 50 Indian rupees, 50 film rolls, a camera gifted by my father. That's all that I brought with me to Dubai.
His work stimulates an imaginative appreciation of reality. His language is visual. They are all the more astonishing for being captured directly from life. The time, the people, and then its history. Ramesh Shukla symbolizes his tryst with destiny in the UAE. Unintentionally, it was this opportunity of being there, being present, and to be able to capture the life of the United Arab Emirates, a country which was poised for an immense growth, and then using his talent is the key. Dubai, where he met closely with the visionaries, or being with ordinary people who loved him as well. Today, his seamless virtues have led him to become one of the most successful, high-profile personalities whose works alone have turned him into an expanding, multi-million-dollar enterprise in the country. Ramesh, in his past 4.5 decades of life in the UAE, has created the biggest and the most diverse collection of photographs, paintings and artifacts that reflect the past and the contemporary society in Dubai and the UAE. What makes him special?
Very good. It is a fantastic view for you.
His immense love for capturing life in his own way, that probably is the single greatest reason behind his... It is this fact that brought him to the UAE, and his constant love for people, and being able to identify with them and relate with them at a time when the country was still in its very initial stages. Among the rare few who could sensitively capture the moments of the existing society then, Ramesh virtually visited every aspect of that life in society consistently, and that he looks back and looks forward with the precise edge of an observing artist in transition few can parallel. Today, his works are amongst the most treasured creations, attracting and engaging interest from across the globe. His Four Seasons Gallery in Zabil, and a gallery in the Heritage Village. His exhibitions present timeless themes everywhere, be it in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Australia, Europe, or the United States. Destiny knocks at the doors silently, and Ramesh Shukla could read the signs early on in life. He only happened to share his dream with his father.
I started to photograph pictures with a very small camera when I was 12 years old. The man at the studio where I used to develop my films used to tell me, Ramesh, your pictures are unique. They have a certain art, culture and life. I requested my father, Papa, please give me one camera. My father asked which camera I'd like to have. I told him, I want one Rolleicord camera. On my 15th birthday, my father fulfilled one dream of mine. He gifted me a Rolleicord camera. He said, son, it's your birthday gift, and he wished me good luck. This camera, gifted by my father, made me immensely popular in India. Then I brought the same camera to the Gulf.
That Rolleicord wasn't a roller coaster. It became every reason for him as he assigned himself a life to capture and paint those moments.
When I first visited UAE, I started photographing the existing Arab society, life and culture here. I went to Sharjah, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. It used to be very difficult to go to Abu Dhabi. It was compulsory to carry passport. I used to photograph and study the life of the people as much as I could.
People का life catch up करने का study किया.
In 1965, when Ramesh came here, he had told me that he'll return back in 1 month's time. Then, it was 4 years and he got involved in photography.
जब बेटा 3 साल का था, उसको लेके
Then my wife and my 3-year-old son came to Dubai and we started our life living at a small place in Nasser Square. For me, family support is very important, especially for my wife, in order to help me with developing films and then printing photographs. It would have been very difficult without her.
Without family से, this is difficult.
We had a small enlarger and we didn't have chemical plates to develop films. The 3 plates for dining and 3 bowls were all that we had to eat in. I had no knowledge about developing. He trained me for a couple of days. When he used to return at night after an all-day-long photography, then I used to develop his exposed film rolls and print them for him.
छोटा सा घर था, वो time पे 35 साल.
We had a small house at that time, 35 years ago. Saif Al-Ghurair, Nabuda and several Arab personalities used to come to see my collection. I made a small gallery in Nasser Square. Then Mr. Khoury gave me a huge place in Bastakia, 18 rooms. I filled all the 18 rooms with my collections. Indian collection, Arab collection, painting and drawings. My collections grew so much that even those 18 rooms were inadequate. Sometimes for 2-3 days or 4-5 days, I used to work and sleep in the gallery. My wife used to call me and tell me, are you mad? You don't want to come home? I used to say, darling, I've only 2-3 days work left.
Darling, please, 2-3 days work.
He avoids taking bath when he's working for long hours. Back then, I used to bathe him with the fountain pipe in the gallery.
After 4 days, she used to forcibly bathe me with the fountain pipe.
Even today, when I still force him to take bath, he tells me, I don't want to waste my time. Then I wonder, how can one waste time in bathing?
I like what? Time. Today time, just time not coming tomorrow.
Ramesh, a silent observer who renders amazing emotions, captured during that trickling moment on his photographic film and enslaving minutest visions on his painting canvas. His greatest source of inspiration and whom he considers as the greatest motivation behind his success are his parents.
आज मैं success हूँ.
Today I am successful due to my father and my mother. My mother is 98 years old. She is my power, my Shakti. Whenever I am in trouble or something bothers me, she motivates me and tells me not to worry.
शक्ति देती है और मुझे बोलती है बेटा कभी चिंता नहीं करना.
Those who worry lack wisdom.
चिंता पाप का मूल.
Worry induces sin.
बुद्धि खलास हो जाती है चिंता से चतुराई गते गते
Worry affects mind and body.
चिंता चिता चिता समान
Worry can finish a man.
आदमी को खलास कर देता है जब माँ का सर पे हाथ
Whatever I do, wherever I go, I always take blessings from my mother. She motivates me and inspires me.
मेरी पीछे मेरी माँ है
Love and compassion are the keys to his treasure.
I really thank my parents for raising me in a certain way for me to understand, appreciate and love my wife and my son in that manner. It's important. I think it's an artistic value in profession and life to be shared together. And we are here for the moment to enjoy it all together, which is a grace to God.
Few realize behind those emotions confined in his images or on his canvas have come about with an underlying support from his closest of camaraderie. His wife, who has always remained by his side, and his son.
शादी होने के बाद my wife
After our marriage, support came from my wife. She possesses an artistic mind. I consider myself lucky. She understands that her husband is an artist who comes from a unique world and that she has to understand and live with her husband's nature. This is very important.
मेरे साथ रहना है. This is very important.
I have tremendous confidence in Ramesh. Photography is such a line, it can easily damage a person's character. For instance, modeling or anywhere else that may need privacy while working. I know that I can trust him, and so I told him to do whatever he wants to do.
Ramesh's son, Neil Shukla, the only child, who would always be by his father's side, he grew up alongside his father, had ample time to delve into exploration and adventure.
And we had very early mornings when my dad would go to the creek or he would go to shoot certain camp races, and I would go with him as a very young, even 6 or 7 years old. So I always saw him with this camera, and I always found it very amusing for him to be in various odd situations and far remote places. And as a child, that's, when you do that, it's a really an adventure.
For instance, my dearest friend Abdulillah, we have been friends for the past 34 years. It seems I met him yesterday. It's so fresh in my mind. If we don't hear from each other for a month, we fight.
That he is with me for 37 years, maybe more, around. Still he doesn't know my name. Isn't that a joke? Still he called me Abdullah, where my name is Abdulillah. And I never told him how to pronounce my name. I let him pronounce the way he likes it. He's a Malay. He's a Sufi.
Nothing stops him from carrying out his daily tasks. No matter what happens, dawn to dusk, there is always a hunger to capture or enslave his imaginations on canvas.
And I used to always tell him, he says, well, this is my bread and butter. I have to buy film. He used to go 5 o'clock in the morning for photography.
I have such a close bond with my camera. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing that I want to see is my camera. If I don't see it, my day gets spoiled. And the day if I don't expose anything, I consider it my bad luck.
Like a winning formula, which his mother gave him long ago, he never worries, and he continues with his cherished passion.
I had decided not to go back to India till I achieved my fame and fortune here. 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 12 years. After 14 years, I went back to India with my vow fulfilled.
And came the success. silently, slowly, and steadily, attracting admirers from all over. The most important moment of his life, which he wouldn't forget. He knew that moment was so important, and he captured it with essence and dedication.
In 1971, on the first roundabout Jumeirah, I still remember the day. As all the sheikhs assembled, an important signature was being made that will form the UAE.
Free camera. I keep it there.
His subjects are all over. His cameras are always loaded. His vision is immaculate. His technique is perfect. His childlike innocence persists.
Well, it is normal to photograph while you are in the car. When we travel together, and if I don't stop the car, he gets angry. Red light, and I don't stop, he gets angry. No entry, he gets angry. Then he gets annoyed and says that he'll never ask me to come along with him. But he still brings me along every time he has to go out to shoot pictures.
And he's truly driven by the moment. He may have 10 things to do for the course of the day, but if he sees a sunset, which is truly a sunset, that's it. That's the moment he has to capture.
I keep running after for hours to get my picture. Then I know I will definitely capture life with my camera.
Live catch up कर लेता हूँ.
Every artist looks for expression in the most modest of circumstances. His constant struggle, keeping pace with life. Great artists go that extra mile forward of being able to translate every struggle and memorize every piece of work, every emotion, and relive it time and again. And every piece of work speaks with timelessness.
इस जगह पे मैं जहाँ बैठा हूँ,
This place where I'm sitting, I used to roam about 40 years ago. Even after those many years, my love for this culture is still strong. Their history, people, culture, dancing, music, life, dresses are unique. Their feelings for their own culture is unique. I want to capture that, and then I don't hesitate and go back. Where there is culture, there is Ramesh. Where there is life, there is Ramesh. The man who doesn't love culture cannot be successful.
कल्चर को प्यार नहीं करे, तो वो आदमी not कामयाब.
He shares his self-learnt truths and has inherent qualities reflecting the spirit deep within him.
I hard work. My life I no rest. सुबह में 4:30 बजे morning मेरा कैमरा लेके बॉम्बे का
Early
जो
in the
main
morning in Bombay, at 4:30 on a bridge, I was walking alone. I saw a boy sleeping on the bridge, alone. See, he has made that huge bridge his home.
उसने अपना घर बना लिया हो. This is my house. इतना बड़ा ब्रिज को इसने हाउस बना दिया. My life no crying. I cried. This big man died. Your artist. Same day I cried. Okay, this is Mother Teresa died. I cried. Okay, this is great lady of the world. Second, this is a famous photographer, famous Picasso, Dali, Rembrandt, cameraman, Satyajit Ray. This time I cried. Okay, Satyajit Ray died. I know see Satyajit Ray. Lekin I cried. Why? Okay, one man, is a famous man gone, go to up, finished, no second time coming. Life, one time, no second time.
In contrast to his own ways, being humble, accessible, reachable, available, and true to self, his modest home, his rich, lavish galleries, what drives him?
He's only in his photography. He is not moved out of photography, or to learn to cook, or to learn to do other business, or to learn how to build empire. From his photography, what it came, what didn't come, it didn't come. He's one of those people who are born with it. There are a lot of people are born by inborn things. How and why, nobody can answer that. I mean, and he can click anything. He touches the camera and you see the photograph. It's a magic. And he's got that gift of a God, I can tell you.
His goal is for the moment. What do I see beautiful in a person, in an animal, in a scene that can capture in my lens, in my camera?
Be it paintings or photographs, his subjects in his work leave an indelible impression on every visitor.
To really capture that moment, single moment of a person and what they were thinking at that time, what they were going through, or what was going on in their mind. If you look at some of his books and if you look at some of his photographs, they actually are speaking at you. It's like Surat al-Qalam, you know, it's talking pictures. And you can really look at the picture and say, oh my God, the person's going to say something to you.
His subjects are mainly people, lots of everyday, ordinary people, or the most distinguished personalities, all of whom he befriends with his utmost humility and innocence, photographing with extreme sensitivity and presence.
But when he's around, he's very calming. He makes you feel very calm. Him and his camera are a connection to each other. They operate together. I think the camera is probably a third hand or a part of his body is connected to him.
His own philosophies render his compositions candid and spontaneous, just about anywhere. In his own words, poverty reflects a powerful human spirit.
दूसरे लोगों को मैंने लाइफ देखा नीचे
I
से
have seen life of other people. Among the people I have photographed, I have seen some living in the gutters. These people have a life. See how they enjoy life. Even in this poverty, they have so much love for each other, being together, sleeping together, and making their home just about anywhere.
और अपना प्यार अपने हर एक जगह को अपना घर बना के सोते हैं.
You can't separate this man and his emotions from his photographic memory, the imagination from what we describe as physical Midas matter, with such humility and innocence.
आज इधर जाना है. आज this is man, people, old man, this big man, poor man, this is any fun, everything you catch up is my life.
The moment I have camera with me, an effect happens to my body automatically. It seems a power gets induced in me.
एक power आ जाता है.
His humility of being able to relate himself with people of remarkable perception and modesty with equal ease and innocence. Whether he happened to be a distinguished royal or an ordinary fisherman or a worker at a site, he values them all.
I do not wish the bad times to come to somebody else like we had. We had bad days and good days also. I never expected Ramesh, my husband, will make me meet with the distinguished people like the presidents and royalties. We met with Queen Elizabeth, Diana, Indira Gandhi. We had dinner with all of them. I'm proud of Ramesh. He was an ordinary, self-taught artist, and no one expected that he will rise so much.
I am proud of him because from nothing, he made something for himself. You always like to see your friend grow. It makes you happy. And when people talk about Ramesh highly, it makes you proud.
He discovered immense affection and friendships for himself in each one of them. They are innumerable. That in ways best describes his relationships with his lifelong friendships that extends further than his own family.
I have many friends who are artists. Whenever anything happens to them, say an operation, I'll do my best to help them in every possible way. I tell them what I have of mine is theirs.
A range of souls, be it everyday people on the streets, fishermen, traders, people building homes, men, women, children. A whole generation passes, and he still continues steadfast to his camera. Ramesh is always striving for new ideas, concepts and techniques, and his compositions rarely repeat. To him, it's vital that photographers retain a passion for their work if they're to continue to improve upon it. There are certain important ingredients that he looks for in his images. These ingredients vary from subject to subject. But, for example, apart from basic compositional considerations, he always likes to see a distinct atmosphere or emotion, people or landscapes. The images that will find a place in his gallery exhibit a certain style that helps to tie the work together with what he considers to be his own signature. He doesn't seem to have vast preferences or variety of lenses, and he has this attachment of one single good lens for photography. He literally moves closer to the subject in order to position his view towards a subject that exhibits a perspective vastly different to that of the human eye. His paintings also convey similar compositions. His stunning photographic essays, shot for almost 40 years, documenting the life and people in Dubai and the rest of the UAE, have become visual testimonies in ways, it seems, that words emanate out of pictures. Characterizing the time so effectively that we begin to delve into that era. In order to experience this, it's interesting to see his images published in his books. United Arab Emirates, the first 30 years. Since the signing of the Federation in 1971, the growth and development of the UAE has been remarkable. The last 30 years have seen a complete transformation in the appearance of the country and the way of life. Despite all the changes, many traditions remain, and much of the heritage has been protected. United Arab Emirates, the first 30 years book, is also Ramesh Shukla's photographic record of the changing face of the country throughout this period, which was also honoured with the GCC award. A sequel of the best-selling The UAE Formative Years, the photographs trace the nation's progress decade by decade through Shukla's evocative photographs. While recording key historical moments and landmarks, his images also capture the spirit of the people and atmosphere of the places, providing a lasting record of life in the Emirates both then and now. Father of Dubai, about His Highness Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum, written by Graham Wilson and photographs by Ramesh Shukla. The book captures the triumphs of the pre-oil days. Father of Dubai is the story of not just one remarkable man, but more importantly of the men and women who transformed a small trading outpost to a bustling metropolis. Whether it was constructing inexpensive accommodation for Dubai's working class or the world's largest man-made harbour at Jebel Ali, Sheikh Rashid showed a remarkable drive and courage to secure a prosperous future for his people and the region.
It gives him certain pleasure, and his camera, of course, pleasure, because he wakes up with the camera, he sleeps with the camera, and we've had various fights in that matter, as you can understand, because, you know, when of course, photography has been the most important part of our lives, his life, But when it's there with you 24 hours a day, you really want to break that camera. But he takes it very, very personal, very seriously about that. So that I think that's one of the things that is very unique about him. If he sees something, he will not think twice. That true unselfish nature of his, of loving people and documenting people, is his true motivation and inspiration. One of the personal important moments of his life would be I don't think my birth, but the birth of my son, Neil Dimitri. I think that becoming a grandfather is a monumental experience, and you can't top that. You know, you're father of a father, and I think personally to him that's very important.
Ramesh Shukla, in nearly 4 decades of capturing images of the country and its people, has used his unmatched archive of photographs to perfection. The photographs evoke the bygone era.
I have no account of how much collection I have. I have so much.
I don't know.
As I would see my father working day and night, photographing. I mean, in an average day, he would normally shoot 5 to 10 rolls of film, and that's not very uncommon for him. And he has hundreds of rolls which are still undeveloped. And as I got older, and I saw him taking and collecting this massive portfolio of images, and I realized that if I were to become a photographer myself, then there would be nobody to promote his work. And I said, why not, you know, at least take some time of my life and dedicate myself to promoting what he's trying to create. Because you can be very creative, but if you don't have a person who's actually showing your work to the world, it's just a hidden treasure.
Others believe they are profound insights into human nature. His humanistic approach to his subjects allows him a glimpse into the nature of his subject, but also reveals a culture.
And when you have a person who accepts you in such openness and such willingness, then that person across can see the genuine warmth coming from that person.
The roles may have changed from black and white to color, or the people may have brought a whole new life or landscape. He still wakes up to every moment that he feels has become his part and parcel of existence, his camera and his canvas.
जब तक मेरी लाइफ है, तब तक कैमरा मेरे
My
साथ है।
life is with my camera.
इसको मैं लाइफ तक
I
नहीं
cannot
छोड़ूंगा।
leave my camera,
जब तक
my
कैमरा,
brushes, my colors.
my
I will never
वो मैं
leave them.
छोड़ूंगा नहीं, जब तक मेरी
I get so much peace in it.
इससे मुझे
The day I expose my camera, I'm so happy. I haven't still found anything that can bring such joy as I get in exposing pictures.
खुशी नहीं मिलती है।
Every day brings new thinking, new subjects, new places. And if I have got great pictures, there is no better happiness than that.
और जिस दिन वो मैं कुछ अच्छा करके आता हूँ, वो खुशी जो मुझे मिलता है मेरी लाइफ में, ऐसा खुशी, ऐसा माहौल मैंने अभी तक नहीं देखा।
Ramesh Shukla is still immersed in the act of creation, discovering simple truths through technique, intuition, and freedom of thought.
I don't know where I'll be next, evening where I'll be, and where will be the next dawn. I don't know.
He moves with great speed, instantly sees, rises on his toes, puts his camera to his eye. He got it.